Hello, everyone. Great. Okay, so we will say welcome and please say where you're from. Here on this fabulous day to come together and chant Shreem Brzee for one of the final sessions that we are going to be chanting as a global community. We've been doing it daily since April 5th, and we will continue on until the end of May, which is on Sunday, May 31st, 2020. Today it is the 28th of May. It's a Thursday, 2020. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. And we are going to be diving into our practice, being surrounded by the energies or the power times, the Shaktis, the energy, the power of the time. And it is Thursday here in Eastern Daylight Savings Time, Toronto, Canada. And Thursday is all about honoring the Guru, honoring Jupiter. And so Guru is Sanskrit for Jupiter, and Jupiter rules Thursday. And what is that all about? Fortune, luck, and grace. So if you look back on the day, or you're looking forward to your day as it rolls out and it's a Thursday, you can see that fortune, luck, and grace is right there. So grab it and enjoy it. So what else is available for us is it's a 7th waxing moon, and this is a great time to connect with the sun. Surya, the Lord Surya, means that we are going to awaken our soul's consciousness to align with this cosmic being. We're not just revolving around the sun, being on the earth planet, and then going around the sun like all the other planets are in their orbits. The sun represents our soul. We're solar beings. So we are getting the energy of the sun as it transits in the second sign of the natural zodiac, and that is Taurus. And Taurus is all about prosperity, enlightenment, comforts. So having both, the best of both worlds. And we are going to see how we can create new business opportunities, new job opportunities, perhaps online. So the sun is really trying to awaken our soul's consciousness to pump in those thoughts, because we are at a point in our history of our whole planet and the history of our evolution as human beings. We've got to figure out how to navigate in a whole new way. See what our new normal is going to be as the weeks roll out with this coronavirus coming to an end, hopefully. So this 7th waxing moon, what is the sun? It's all about improving or increasing the prana, the life force energy. And what is the prana? It's the Holy Spirit. It's Shreem Brzee. So we might feel this increase of connection with her, and then the wisdom that comes. It's not just an energy or a power or prosperity consciousness. It is wisdom. So we need to experience what that is. And then vitality and good health, radiance, cheerfulness, strong leadership. These are all the qualities or the ideas or thoughts that might start to get pumped into you. And so Magha star is the final thing that we'll share about. And Magha, it means the throne or the seat of the ancestors. So we can experience, we're sitting on the throne of our ancestors, we're doing our spiritual practices, we are erasing the sins because we share their DNA, we share their soul genetics. So even though we might think, oh no, I'm nothing like my ancestors. Well, look at the nose on your face and look at your eyes, or look at your cheekbones, or look at any other body part. You are sharing their DNA, even though they're dead, they're no more, they're gone. We are part and parcel of them. And so that DNA is getting activated inside of us, not just the physical DNA, but also the behavioral traits. So what happens? You must work hard. You're never going to be good enough. You're, all these things that we have inherited, and we don't want it. We want prosperity consciousness. So there are ancestors, that's the good news, somewhere in the lineage that are really spiritual and also really prospered while they were here. We just got to get through to them. So Shreem Brzee will bypass all that, and we're going to experience it sitting on the throne of our ancestors and saying, all right, I've got Maga Star, the lunar mansion, the star constellation that we're aligned with right now. So that's the Wi-Fi connection with the divine. 7th waxing moon, sun, Surya, the soul. And then we have Thursday, Guru's grace. So let's get into it. We're going to be setting up, having a little preview meditation, setting up a landing pad inside of us with the aligning the chakras, and then sending up a signal to the space. As Dr. Ply shares, the space beings are all these gods and goddesses, the archetypes, as Jung had coined the term. And it's a consciousness. Yes, they have shapes just like us, but we have an energy, we have a consciousness that we want to tap into. And then once we send out that SOS or that searchlight into those high realms, then it starts to enliven our soul, enliven our chakras. And then we will ask the goddess to come in. And with the chanting, we're going to focus on various body parts. So just go along with it. You can pop some light into there. You'll be guided all the way through. You don't even have to count. You can just be receptive and be focused and really pour your attentional energy into those body parts, the brain parts, whatever we're focusing on. And imagine it's just all light. And then the vibration of Shreem Brzee, that's wisdom. So the vibration of that goddess energy, intelligence, wisdom is there, and you're just present to it. As you explode this light in all directions, it's going to go reaching out into different dimensions. We're here on the 3rd dimension, 3rd rock from the sun, the earth, and we are wanting to evolve, all of us, body, mind, and soul. And then all those different aspects of our the astral bodies, the subtler bodies, the space bodies, those bodies that are so subtle we don't even know about them. We want to activate them with the blessings of these divine beings. So wherever that light is going out, it's searching out for peace and prosperity consciousness. And then as it creates this void inside of us, it will be filled up with Shreem Brzee. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining. Only a few more days to go, so we're really going to feel it tonight. All that culminated energy from the beginning, even if you're just joining for the first time. You get to be here, and you're supposed to be here. So it's awesome. All right, so close your eyes, put your attention internally. Focus your attention on the base of the spine, and then also down the legs into the feet and toes. Even into the ground, you want to create a stable foundation, energetically speaking, as we connect with these divine beings through our body, our mind, our soul, and through Guru's grace. So we'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles. Imagine a reddish orangish light pouring down your legs, into your feet and toes, into the ground. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone in your subtle body, piercing all the chakras that are stacked up on top of one another, aligned with the spine. This light pierces the top of the skull and shoots up, up, up. Bring your attention up as far as it can go. We'll establish a good Wi-Fi connection with these divine beings, sending out the SOS for help to bring in more peace, prosperity, enlightenment. So we can feel it, we know it. We'll begin to activate the chakras, starting at the base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Move up to the middle of the brain, the third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine, and also the legs connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move into the navel chakra, the belly. Fill it with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands and fingers. Set them on fire. She. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or prana, the life force, your soul. Wa, 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 wa. Now move into the two eyes, keep them steady, still. Focus on the right and left brain. Connect with the ether, the Akash, or space. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Ply appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a light as brilliant as millions of suns. Two rays of light pierce your eyeballs, cleansing the karma. Another ray of light pierces your third eye, the forehead, pituitary, pineal, third eye get activated with his light. These three beams of light are coming from Dr. Ply's eyes and third eye into your eyes and third eye. Lock on. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now imagine Vishwamitra, the emperor turned yogi, became a great sage, Siddha, who gave the sound Brzee to Dr. Ply to give to the world right now when we need it the most. He appears next to Dr. Ply, sends the light into your eyes and third eye, activating Brzee in all the cells of your being. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Now focus your attention on your third eye. Visualize the sun. The rays are bursting beyond the third eye, beyond the body, and the whole body lights up with the rays, although your attention is on the third eye. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, keep your attention on the third eye. The light in the third eye, the sun, the soul, the fire, the intelligence. And we'll begin our practice. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the third eye in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy into the back of your skull. Tuck your attention underneath into the back of the brain in the middle part. Ask your intuition to take you to the cerebellum. The neurons are firing, lighting it up. The rear entry point for all divine beings to come in and enliven the cerebellum. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Allow the light to explode beyond the cerebellum, beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now put your attention on the brain, the front of the brain, the sides of the brain, the back of the brain, the top of the brain, the middle of the brain. All the neurons are firing, lighting it up. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Allow the light to explode beyond the brain, beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now put your attentional energy into your nostrils. Imagine two rays or beams of light shooting up the nostrils, activating the third eye, where the two rays of light meet on the forehead, pituitary pineal, third eye, are lit up. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the nostrils, the third eye, in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy into your mouth. Feel the light expanding in the mouth, the light energy touching the insides of your cheeks, your teeth, your tongue is lit up. The back of the throat is lit up. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the mouth, beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy down your throat, into the neck, the shoulders, the arms and hands, the chest, the upper back. Fill them with blue light. A laser beam of blue light enters your throat at your third eye, or at your Adam's apple. It pierces the throat, fills it up with blue light, disperses the stubborn karma. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the body in all directions, dumping your stubborn karma into the space, diffusing it. Shift dimensions. Now pour your intentional energy into your lungs, the windpipe, the bronchial tubes, all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. Feel your attentional energy expanding the lungs energetically, diffusing any negative congested emotions in the lungs. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now bring your attention up to your eyeballs. Keep them steady, still. Fire them up with the light. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the eyes in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now bring your attention into your ears. Two beams of light enter the ears, piercing the eardrums, filling your head up with light. Your face is heating up. The skin on your scalp is tingling. The hairs are lighting up, standing on end. The whole head is lit up, and the light around the head is lit up. It's only light, no head. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the head in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attention into your body, the trunk of your body, torso, front of the body, back of the body, sides of the body. Pour the light into the heart, the lungs, the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, spleen, into the guts, all the way down into the pelvic region, reproductive organs, the kidneys, adrenals, organs of elimination. Release the toxins, the energetic poisons, and revitalize the organs with the light and the sounds. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy down the legs, into the feet, into the ground. Energetically stabilize your practice. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the legs in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now move into the chakra system. The lower chakra, the legs, and the subtle body, light them up. Imagine them expanding in all directions, breathing in and out. Lower chakra. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes in all directions. Shift dimensions. Move into the navel chakra, the belly. Fill it with light. Imagine it radiating out in all directions. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes in all directions, shift dimensions. Bring your attention into your heart center, as well as the solar plexus. Light them up. Radiate the light out in all directions. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Allow the light to explode in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now move your attention into your throat, your nostrils, your mouth. Expand the light in all directions. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes in all directions, shift dimensions. And bring your attention into the third eye. The light is radiating out. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the third eye in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now the crown chakra, top of the head. Radiate the light out. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now, pour your attentional energy at the top of your skull and just above that. Activate the body aura, the energy, the light all around your whole body, all the way into the feet, into the ground. Feel it. The body lights up. Scan the body from head to toe with the light and the sounds. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Internalize the sound. Allow the light to explode beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to the environment, peace to the world, peace to the universe. And just let go of the practice. Take notice of what's going on inside of you, around you. And as you're coming back to yourselves, you can keep your eyes closed, make your prayer internally to Dr. Ply for blessing your soul to receive the sounds, the vibrations, the wisdom of Shreem Brzee. Thank everyone here collectively for creating the space for karma to get dumped and Shreem Brzee to enter. Pray for whatever you want. Help with manifesting, and then also pray for those who need it the most, especially during these uncertain times. Food, clothing, shelter, medicine, clean water, and love, unconditional love. And relax. Slowly, slowly come back. So thanks for those of you who need to go. It was great having you here. We'll see you tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your day or evening. Those people who are going to stay, well, this is part of the call where we are going to gaze into a ghee lamp. Now that we have all this connection with the divine, this goddess energy, and we want to see it, we want to feel it, we want to commune with it. We don't want to just hope it all works out. We want to experience the descent of the divine into the earth plane, and then also the ascent of the divine inside of us, doing a little dance in the ghee lamp. So I'm going to just adjust it the camera here. And then it'll be a 9-minute meditation process. And you definitely can be in a state of receptivity where you're gazing with your physical eyes, but your attention is in your third eye. So you're pulling your attentional energy back into the third eye. And then the eyes are just relaxed. They're not bug-eyed. They're just relaxed. And then you're just going to be communing from your third eye. So just trust that your intuition will help you to do that. All right, so let's adjust. And I'm going to have to put some more ghee in there because she came already and took it all in. Shreem Brzee, all the gods, all the goddesses, they love the ghee. It's gold. So you might even feel golden, have a golden moment. So I'm going to step out of the scene. The lights are going to go down and you're going to just see the lamp. We'll see you in a bit. And just gradually let go. You can be keeping your eyes open or closed. Make your final prayer to Dr. Ply, to everyone here, all the divine beings, Shreem Brzee. Pray for whatever it is that you want help manifesting, and pray for those who need it the most. The lights are coming on. Hello, everyone. So, welcome back from that beautiful experience. This is part of the call where we can share our questions and perhaps our experiences as well. Always lots of gratitude. It is. This is amazing that it's so simple to do with Guru's grace. So, Guru is that enlightened being who knows the suffering of people. And then it means to just get rid of the darkness, the ignorance, and just even momentarily, and then pour in the divine so we can feel it, experience it. So thanks for those of you who need to go. And then those of people who are going to stay, here we go. Lots of chatting here. So I'm going to just pop up. Everybody's saying hello from so many different places around the world. Awesome. Tina, Tiny Tina is saying, what is the name of the woman leading the class? My name is Sucharita, for those of you who don't know me. Nice to meet you, Tina, and everybody else. Okay. So Brzee 333 is saying it's been since early April, but it's ending at the end of May. So it's every day in May. And the 31st is Sunday, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So that will be our final time together for this chanting. But I heard that there is a big, huge request from a lot of people who want to continue on. And that most likely will happen in the new program that's coming out, the Wealth Activation Program. The workshops are going on now. The final one is going to be with Dr. Pillai this weekend. So if someone here is here from Pillai Center or someone knows that link, they can pop it on there. Or it might be here on YouTube. So check that out. It's free. It's free to be with Dr. Pillai. So get into that, and we'll see you there. And then the chanting will go on in that program. Lots of gratitude. So how was your experience with the chanting or the ghee lamp? I see lots of thank yous. But sometimes we see people see stuff that inspires others, so that when you're watching this or you're going to be reviewing it, so you're watching it for the first time on the recording, or maybe you'll review it if you were here and then you want to look at it again. The lamp, when you freeze it or you take a snapshot of it, it does amazing things. So different colors and shapes, and then the archetypes come through, and it's amazing that we're able to have the technology to capture the divine coming in. So Dean is saying, very powerful, lovely. Listra is saying, beautiful experience, nice. Hey, from Aura and Mike, thank you, Michael. And Aura. Yasmin is saying, love and gratitude, bliss, end of suffering for all sentient beings. Lovely. Melissa, Brzee Grace, thank you, Sucharita, so much love. DJ, were you out of the tub, DJ? Thank you so much, Sucharita, Dr. Ply, and prayers to all. Oh, Judy Engel Byrby is saying, a gentle, peaceful flame tonight, swaying gently at times, emitting a peaceful and calm energy. It did feel like that. It felt like the space around was very calm. And then we went into like a more of a, like a throb, or this breathing that without breathing, if I may say it that way. So there was this sense of expansion and breathing in the divine, breathing out the divine, and then dumping everything. And it felt very, very peaceful, very calm. You're very welcome, everyone. And Priscilla is saying, can we continue following the videos after me? You can, these will be available. So you can chant along, you can fast forward it and then just do the chanting if you want. And then we're going to send out a survey. I think it's Survey Monkey. It's not going to take you very long, but we're just trying to capture how many people actually made it through a 30-day challenge, 48-day challenge, or you're still working on that. It doesn't have to be consecutive days. It can be within this time frame. So 30-day, 48 days, or you did the whole, by the time Sunday comes, I think it'll be like 57 days or something like that. So it just worked out that number. It's not a special number. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's the end of May, though, from the time we started. So there will be a questionnaire. Please, take a minute and just fill it out, because the more we get back, then they might consider continuing it on as a free service, which would be so awesome for people to just keep working with it, because we still don't know what's going to happen with the economy. And then we don't know if we go back to our jobs, if they're going to still be there, or, if we're already out of jobs or struggling. We need to come up with something, some way to create some revenue, some income stream revenue for ourselves. Sharada Singh, thank you so much. Just have a question with regards to naughty reading. Do the leaves tell you everything from past and future? All right, Shrat, it's a good question, and trying to answer it in the way that it will just be very straightforward, because there's so many ways to answer your question, and I don't want to take up time doing that. So what I would recommend is go to astroved.com and read about it. Read it over and over and over, because you won't see it. See, the naughty calls you at the level of the soul. It says, okay, you've come to a crossroads in your life. And then either you will find out about it from someone, or you will go and see it yourself on Astroved. And these naughty leaves are pretty much the best on the planet. I've had different naughties and over the years, and I use it a lot. So it tells you from a past life that is impacting you right now. So you got to clean up the karma that's coming and going to take you out, maybe in some area of your life, if it hasn't started to already. So it's kind of a calling, and then you will just know, oh my goodness. And it's in relationship to the planets as well. That's why they call it naughty astrology. So the planets are about to deliver some pretty harsh karma if they haven't already, and you have been experiencing like, why is this happening? What is going on in all aspects? So the planets have been shifting, these big karmic planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu and Ketu are going to be transiting soon as well. And those are very powerful deliverers of karma, and they last for a while. The other planets, you can handle it because they go dump the karma and then they're gone into another sign in a few months. With Saturn, it's 2.5 years, sometimes 3. With Jupiter, it's a year, sometimes a year and a bit. So those are tough. That's a long period of time for you to struggle with a certain karma, depending on what area of your life it is impacting. And then the Rahu Ketu, heavy karma from the ancestors as well. So that goes for about 18 months that it takes for you to get that karma delivered to you. So the naughty will pull you, will just be like, oh God, there's a lot going on at this point. And it makes sense because just look in the world, it's so like upside down, uncertain. That is a lot going on. So collectively, the consciousness is being shaken up by these planets that are moving in the different positions that they're in right now. And then that karma is really getting stirred up. So it's a no kidding kind of experience for some where they just go, I feel it, I know it, I need direction. So it's not about all your past lives, definitely not. But there will be a thread or like a pattern that comes through. You're always struggling financially. You're always struggling in relationships. You're always struggling with your health. You're always struggling with family, bickering, fighting, or maybe no family. You don't have any connection with them. Or at work, you never be promoted. Or you start a business and it fails. And then you start another one, it fails. Start another one, it fails. So these kinds of they impact you on so many levels. So even if you have a ton of money and your health is awful, what the heck? You can't pay to get your health back. You can make it a little bit better. You can be comfortable in it. So what will that matter? So we want to go to the naughty and say, okay, I see the pattern. And then what lifetime is coming in now that is going to be, telling me, okay, you need to do something. So then the remedies, so you don't just get the naughty reading, you get the remedies, because that's the most important thing. And the remedies can be temple remedies. It can be the priest chanting to the Raksha plate. So inside of this silver amulet is a copper plate. It's about maybe like an inch by inch. And then it's malleable, so it can be rolled up and put in here. It's like a talisman. So it is the divine being who's going to protect you through this particular big karma that you got to work out. And everybody's karma is different. So you can use the naughty, as I do and many people do, every time you're going to have this big planetary shift, especially with Saturn. He's the karmic planet. So he is slow moving. He's not going to let you just get out of jail free, So we're all in jail. And what do I mean by that? We're a soul that's trapped in this body. It's trapped in this mindset. It's trapped in the emotions. It's trapped in everything that's going on around. So it really, if you can just do whatever it is that you can to enlighten yourself and hopefully enlighten others, then you will bypass all of that. You will be like Christ was, the Siddhas, all the enlightened beings. They just were here on the earth plane to be of service and support. They don't go through pain and suffering. The karma is gone. So the naughty will really help you as it has many of us and continues to. So hopefully that tells you. That answers your question, Sharat. But go and read it. Read it again and again and again, and you will feel the pull. Chanchitas, thank you. Golden moments in our lives we experience. That's what it is. Faraz is saying deep gratitude to Guru. Dr. Pillai, thank you so much. Thank you, Faraz. Felt his presence a lot, of course. It's Guru's day. So the siddhas are all around. And here's the thing is that they're always all around. We just forget about them. But then when we take an hour or so out of our lives, like we're doing here, and we're doing what they've asked us to do, because the siddhas have told Dr. Pillai, you do this, tell your people to do this. This will help not only the people who come, but also the planet. Everybody on the planet. So even though you didn't sign up for it, you got to be a part of this network of light workers who just want to bring a lot of healing energy into the planet. Nalini is saying, pranam to everyone in the community, Sucharita Dr. Pillai. Greetings from London, UK. Many thanks for the opportunity to join in the group chanting and experience the collective spiritual energy. You're very welcome. Jane is saying thank you. That was awesome. That's great. Kelly's saying, I held my lime in my throat and left side of my abs during our chanting. Towards the end, I felt pulsing through the lime. Awesome. Go cut it. I hope you have. And throw it away. Sushmita is saying, Sushmita, how do I connect with my soul and heal my soul with chanting? We just did it, Sushmita. So you just light up your chakras. You imagine a thin tube of light shooting up those chakras like a skewer, like a shish kebab. And then that light is like an SOS going to the divine, and then it will bring in the attention of the divine beings. And then the soul is lighting up. So you're just, as Einstein said, you know, the imagination is way more powerful than trying to figure it out with your intellect. Well, he didn't say it that way. I'm just paraphrasing. So when you're asking questions, how do I do it? You just did it. So just pay attention to that again and again and again. And then the chanting is not just words. We are calling on the divine from the soul level. The chant is the divine. So Shreem Brzee is the being. Just like Sushmita, you are Sushmita. You're not anybody else. So when I say your name or anyone else says your name, you will look. That's me. So that Shreem Brzee is going to feed the soul. That's what the soul wants. And how does it heal? Well, you give it what it needs. You give it the proper nutrition. You give it what it's hungry for. You give it what it's thirsty for. That's it in a nutshell. Melanie is saying, throughout the chanting, I could hear glass bangles sound. Wonderful experience. Cool. That was lovely, Suzanne. Nice. Zarina is saying this. Thank you so much for this beautiful group energy. I saw lotus flowers coming out of my third eye during the chanting. Beautiful experience. Wow, that's cool. Listra is saying we have to transcend the emotions. Yeah. The intellect, the emotions. See, there's so many different aspects to our being. We have this physical form. Then we think about things. So we have an intellectual aspect of our being, or body, energy. And then we have the emotional part, which is charged thoughts, the thinking, and then it's charged with these emotions. And then you have the soul, the different astral bodies. So these subtler bodies, we're space beings. we're here, but where did we go when the head exploded? Oh my God, I didn't know where we went. Juliet is saying, what's the difference between a vision and our imagination? Not too much, Julieta. Because imagination means you put an image to it. And whatever is coming in from within you, from the blessings of the divine, and you're present to it, that's what you're seeing. So it's an image, and you're thinking, oh my God, did I see that? Oh my God. And it's God. Yes, you did. And you in your mind's eye, you saw. And then you can also see it like in the flame or around the flame. It will kind of open up sometimes, like a vortex of energy opens up, even though the flame is in the fire. The wick, the fire is there, and then what happens up? The light opens, and then whoa! Then you can see beings coming through. It's like a portal, a door. So that's kind of interesting. Is that our imagination or is it for real? So Julieta goes on to say, I saw different images changing, and then couldn't go back. I saw the Virgin of Fatima with the 3 little children. Yeah. So that's why we look at images, so that when they come, you in your meditation practice or your chanting or gazing, or rituals that you do, then oh my God, that's Mary, that's Jesus, that's the cross, that's Ganesha. That's the spiritual image that goes with that archetypal energy. So yes. Julieta saying, I saw you chanting on your knees at the end, Dr. Ply doing darshan. Wow. Oh, that was the image that you saw? Oh, cool. That's nice. You see, when you get down on your knees, you crush your ego. You can't kill it, because then you'd be dead. So you just are going to the master to take the ego away that edges God out. It's a beautiful acronym. It edges God out. It puts it on the sidelines. So sometimes if you do recall, or maybe you're going through it now, when you go through really terrible times, what happens? You fall on your knees. How do you do that? Why don't you just sit down on your bum? You fall down on your knees and you just, I can't do it. And then you just flop on the floor, face down, face plant. And why? Because the divine is all around you. And then it's just taking the karma off. I would highly recommend Naughty reading. It gave me direction in life and calmness to all my issues and difficulty. Gratitude to Babaji. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Saina Kumaran. It does. And again, the Naughty calls to you. It will really call, not like dial you up or text message you. It will be this deep knowingness. And even when you're in the Naughty reading, and then when they select your Naughty leaf, you're just like, oh my God, because all this God energy is coming in. And then the next call with the Naughty reader is the direct explanation. So they find your leaf, your bundle, in the bundle, and then they translate it. And then they give you the direct explanation of it. And then you have your remedies, the temple remedies, and then the Raksha plate, where the Vedic priest is chanting and chanting and chanting on your behalf. Like, who does that for people? What a service for us. Like, we couldn't find a way out of our problems. So it does. It just takes it away. Melba is saying, I saw Dr. Ply in the ghee, and Shreem Brzee became the flame on top of Dr. Ply's head. Thank you, Dr. Ply, Shreem Brzee, Sucharita from with all my heart from Austin. Oh, sweet Melba. When you're triggered, Ruth says, what to do? Well, if someone pulls the trigger on you, what do you do? What do you do? You go to God immediately. You go, oh my God, you gotta help me here. And God does. So just go to Shreem Brzee. So you're getting your buttons pushed and you're just about to get into the karmic mosh pit of it all. And you just know. So take it, just turn it inside. Collective unconsciousness. So collective, you understand that, right, Shashmita? What you're unconscious, there's consciousness. And then we're unconscious. Like, just look around the whole world. Why are we still blowing each other up? Misusing one another, abusing one another, killing one another, wars going on we don't even know. There's something like, I don't know, 35 or 45 wars going on. Do you know that? Do you know how much famine is there? Hardship. We can't even look at it. It's too much. It's too painful. So that's pretty unconscious, collectively. And then there are people who are just running after, money, food, and sex, as Dr. Ply shares. And they're just getting collectively immersed in that. It's interesting coronavirus is happening because the bars and those places where people just go and they drink away their pain, they can't, how will that be now coming back? And maybe people who would frequent those places, maybe they won't go to those places, and then they won't be tempted to do that. Maybe they'll do it at home, but it won't be as free and getting lots of people into trouble. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to bars or whatever. It's just, life is precious. Life is very precious. And there's not too much of it. Especially when you get to, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you go, my God, where did it go? So we start to really use our time wisely. And wisdom is what says, hey, go for the highest, not go get high. Go for the highest. Is this moon waxing auspicious for doing rituals? Yeah, it is, Nalini, because it's for the sun. So the sun is your soul. You do rituals, you get rich. Yes, I saw for us. Thank you. I'm excited. Oh yeah, we have Mystery School 29 reboot. I call it that, but it's not reboot. It is anyways. 2019, sorry. So that is, those people who are enrolled in that course is going to be starting on Monday, June 1st. Radha Peru and I will be there, maybe Swami Nivali as well. And we'll be welcoming you, taking you through the site and setting it up. And then we're going to have our official start to the call, to the program, year-long program. And that time slot is going to be Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And then Powertime Practice that we used to have, or we will have this weekend, but the following weekend, we're going to go to the 10 p.m. time slot on Saturday nights. So that's going to be really super cool because for 8 years, we've had this time slot, either 10 a.m. on Saturday or 10 a.m. on Sunday. So it's a free service. And we meet so many fabulous people like everyone here. And then we find out what the latest and greatest with Dr. Plies, and then how to navigate the teachings, because there's so many. It's like going to a shopping mall. You just don't even know what to do. So people from different courses come and they enjoy the meditation. We have a pretty deep meditation. You can really feel Dr. Pillai cleaning us up because he knows that people can't afford. But this is his grace and blessings to have this available. So hopefully we will reach more people over on the other side of the pond. Everybody from India, we'll see you. It will be your early Sunday morning. Get off the bed. Start your day with Dr. Pillai and everybody. And so that'll be really great to flip it, shake things up a bit. The age demographic of our collective. Sure. Maybe someone can post that. I wouldn't know. Juliet is saying, I remember when I was 4 years old, I went to school church and my teacher asked me to put my hands together and pray on my knees. I did that looking at the beautiful image of Mother Mary. That was one of my most beautiful moments of my life. I knew that this is the state and place I want. And I found that state with Dr. Pillai. Awesome. So what happens on this path for those people who knew and maybe people who've been around for a while is you just begin to, with Dr. Pillai, he opens up your spiritual path inside. And then you appreciate every culture, every tradition, every religion, every organized religion. To be religious doesn't mean that you belong to a certain organization. It's just your karma that makes you to go and do something and finish it up. It doesn't mean you throw it away. It just means you're just finishing up that karmic mindset that you carried from lifetimes. Okay, done. It was so familiar to you, you just decided to be born into it. And then you just all of a sudden wanted to go away from it. And then explore something else, explore something else. And then you get to a Satguru and then you just appreciate it all. But you then go deeper. And every saint, if you read the writings of the saints or very holy people in the different traditions, they will say that they just had to go away from the writings and the practice and just go deep. And those are the dark nights of the soul, because everything that you were taught or everything that you committed yourself to, it seemed to come to an end. And that's the mindset stops, the karma stops. So you don't have to torture yourself anymore. You can just done. And then you go deep. And then you can come back. And you go, oh my God, I see so much more in that mindset. There's the individual mindset, the collective mindset. Shashmita is saying, I heard Dr. Pillai mentioning collective unconsciousness and archetypes and Carl Jung in the same discussion. Yeah. So Carl Jung, he was the psychologist who said, okay, there's something more to what meets the eye. He was a very spiritual guy, very evolved. So he started to see these images. He started to explore the different archetypes through his own experience, just like you will. You'll experience it. And then you can read his works. Although Dr. Pillai says, don't read too many books. Go and experience your spiritual path. It gives you some reference or some framework. The collective unconsciousness is that you don't know about it, but it's there. Once you tap into it, then you know about it. It becomes the collective consciousness. But until you're there, it's, it's there, but you're not conscious of it. You can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't know it until you get that access to it. And then that's why you have to have these images, read about them, and then go into it. And with the mantra can unlock the secrets. But mantras you can read them in books and different people can give you mantras, but you really experience the wisdom of the mantra. It's very different than the intelligence, knowing about it. It's more, you're immersed with it. And then things start to shift and you start to shift. What is the Powertime practice? Powertime is every Saturday, Neelam says. So Powertime practice is it's a free service, and it is I host it, and then we do whatever is going on for the week ahead. We will give you kind of like a forecast of what the energies are available, like we've been doing every day here, because we were coming together every day. So we will say, okay, throughout this chanting, we honor Lord Saturn's birthday. So what the heck is that all about? Why would I even care about that? So we will help you to understand the teachings in a way that's very practical for you, and then you can experience those archetypes and become conscious to them, meaning that you're going to align with their consciousness. And then see what that means to you, and see, because their energy is so much more intelligent than ours, and you can do things faster. Sanjay, something India time. What's the time? Oh, it's 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So I believe that's like 7:30 in the morning for you in India Standard Time. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe go on to timeanddate.com, and then you can just put in like New York, because I'm in the same time zone as New York. So 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and then, oh, it is. Neelam Shah just said it's 7:30. How can that be? Oh, just this Saturday, Neelam, is going to be 10 a.m. That's the final one, and then we're going to 10 p.m. So 10 p.m. is going to be Eastern Daylight Savings Time starting June 6th, I want to say, which is next Saturday. So if you can figure that one out, Neelam, that would be really great. 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, then it's 7:30 a.m. Yeah. Okay, Sanj? Ruth is saying, I met my guru in 1970. Cool. All right, so shall we wrap it up, everyone? Yes. So please go on to Ply Center YouTube and watch Dr. Ply's latest and greatest videos, and also Facebook. Get on to Ply Center Facebook. He does live Facebook's videos, and they're pretty amazing. So you can watch the recordings, of course. And then also he's getting into Instagram. He just started that maybe a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. Time flies when you're having fun. So those are free. And anytime you can get a message, even when you're watching it maybe a day or two later, the energy is already so palpable, because it's the time is just where he comes in, but the time becomes eternal. So the message is eternal. I mean, the time goes on, but the message is eternal. And get that message from him, because it's not just words he's saying, it's the throb of the universe is coming through you. And that's what we want to do. We want to access all these beings, and the message coming from him, it will hit your soul and will fill it up. So yeah, for us, it's going to come out. That message will come out this weekend. You'll get a message for Mystery School 2019. Yeah. But you could also send, Froz, why don't you send a reminder? And then I will also post it. We'll get them going. So I'm very happy that many of you are going to be participating in Mystery School 2019. It's such a good price point, and we're going to have such a good time rebooting from that year-long program from last year is available. So if you haven't enrolled, you can still do that. So come, and we'll see you there. Okay, let's do it. Close it up. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. Shreem Brzee, 1008 in the morning, 1008 in the afternoon, 1008 in the evening. Play it all night long. Play it all day long, even on the lowest volume. You want the vibration to be there, all surrounding you, all the time. So no hard and fast rules. Sleep with it. And we'll see you tomorrow night. God bless.